Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am Stacy, the Operations Architect, where we talk about all things in life and business and living to our highest potential. In this video, we will be discussing the new or not so new trend of quiet quitting. 2, how leadership, management, and owners are responsible for this behavior. And finally, we'll discuss 5 tips on how we can improve work culture and increase employee engagement. Keep in mind, your employee engagement and your employee dissatisfaction issues did not start just during the pandemic. If you sit down and take some time, I believe you'll find some indication that these issues existed already in your business. In 1986, yes, 86, a man, Jeffrey Davidson, wrote in his book, The 8-Hour Manager, referencing a type of employee that does the bare minimum. He called this employee a coaster. They are not interested in overtime, no more going above and beyond. They might be riding the clock a little bit. Does any of this sound familiar? Well, this type of employee has been around for decades. However, there's been a resurgence and recurring TikTok trend that has social media buzzing, and it's called dun, 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 quiet quitting. Now, these are employees that were once engaged, but now we're calling them burned out, disengaged, demotivated. The list of adjectives goes on and on. Does this accurately describe a group of people that were once hardworking employees? This just doesn't seem right. So what happened to them? Quiet quitting. What is it and what does it look like? The Urban Dictionary defines quiet quitting as when you physically still show up to work, but you're mentally checked out and do the absolute bare minimum. If it's not in the job description, they ain't doing it, okay? They're not doing it. Quiet quitting isn't exactly what you think. They're not quietly leaving the job. They are deciding to only do what they're paid for. So if it's not written in the job description, they're not going to do it. There's no more going above and beyond, no more hustling. There's decreased participation, and they have said no, 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 and they are putting up boundaries. So who are they? So for 2 years, pandemic employees worked more hours, days, evenings, and weekends. They took up the slack for the staff shortages. And you were talking about scheduling projects, your revenue, your hours. That's all you talked about. And you didn't consider how hard these employees were in fact working to support you and your business and all the efforts that they were putting in. So they've decided they will only do what is required. That sucks because we need them to work a little bit. According to Gallup, only 33% of American workers are engaged in their jobs. 50% are just showing up and 17% describe themselves as disengaged. So enough talk about this type of employee. How do we go about fixing it? That's what we're going to talk about next. It's broken, so let's fix it. Understand this. Your employees are your most significant and competitive advantage. However, if you don't understand this and get your hands around it, another company will. We got to scrap bad bosses. Train your managers, owners with the tools that support a healthy work environment. Employees want to feel valued. Show them and give them professional development. Conduct employee surveys and make them anonymous so that way you can have high participation. Conduct annual reviews so employees know feedback on how they're performing. If you see this behavior, act quickly. Don't look past it. Talk to the employee and find out how they're doing. Also, measure performance. Everyone wants to feel good about where they work. Listen, you're preparing the next generation of leaders. And whatever we do with these leaders, it's going to roll into the next group. So be sure to train them well so they can continue to advance your company, their company, in customer service, profits, and developing processes. As usual, I will say, give yourself some grace when coming up with a plan, but do come up with a plan right away. On improving your employee engagement, I guarantee you will see it in your profits. Also, get your staff involved. Please get your staff involved. I would love to hear from you. Please drop your comments below, and until next time, have a great and fantastic day.